X marks the spot, if you know what I mean. For the last probably 3 or 4 days I've been coming into this spot, and I've just been spreading a bag of corn, and there's been pigs in here for like the last probably 3 or 4 days or so. And when I know that I'm going to come hunt this spot, I always bring a bag of corn, and I either make a straight line or I make an X or something. I opted for the X this time. It just sounded like a good idea. I'm all set up here. There were pigs in here at this spot last night around 7:30, which is about, I think, 30 minutes from now. Yeah, about 30 minutes from now. And I'm hoping that they repeat the same pattern tonight in this episode of What Broadhead Am I Testing? This is a Swacker fixed head. And of course, as always, accompanied by a Stalk archery silence arrow. And if you guys haven't done so yet, go down to the link below to check out the Stalk archery website. Use the code that is right here as well as down there. Save yourself some money, pick you up some awesome arrows. Y'all know that I've been shooting these arrows for probably going on a year and a half now. I've fallen in love with them. Austin, the owner over at the Stalk Archery, he's a great guy to work with, and he'll do you right, that's for sure. For a little while, as you guys probably have been able to notice, I've been struggling to get on some pigs out here at my lease, but I filled all my feeders, which I always do. I mean, I always keep them full, but I filled them up, and then we got some rain, and there's been pigs everywhere. So I'm hoping what will happen is for the rest of this week and into next week, we're going to do nothing but broadhead testing videos and probably another field tip to the cabeza, to the dome, if you guys know what I mean. Just to do it again, because I feel like it, and it's a lot of fun. What I'm thinking is going to happen, hopefully, what I'm thinking is going to happen is that I'm going to be able to go from this spot to one of my other feeders to one of my other feeders. And so we'll be able to harvest some pigs, and then hopefully in the meantime they'll make a circle back around and they'll start getting comfortable at the spots that I've hunted previously. I got pigs at a feeder right now, but of course I am hunting the wind as always, and I've got a bad wind for that spot over there, so we're going to catch up with those pigs next time we got a good south wind. Before I get too much further into this video, I want to give you guys the verse of the day. It comes from 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 12, and it says, "The eyes of the Lord watch over those who do right, and his ears are open to their prayers, but the Lord turns his face against those who do evil." What a blessing it is to serve the Lord that watches over us. We don't always do right, of course, but he always watches over us. So I'm going to encourage you guys today to spend a little bit of time in prayer, and by all means, do the right thing. Serve the Lord today and be blessed, because that's what will happen. I'm going to quit yakking as soon as I tell you about how sharp these broadheads are out of the package. They were incredibly sharp. And I think Daniel Warrior sent me these. Dude's coming in clutch. He sends me all kinds of broadheads, keeping these videos rolling, so that's awesome. And if it wasn't Daniel, I'm going to put your name right here. And I want to say a big thank you for sending broadheads. And if anybody wants to do that, my shipping address is down below, my P.O. box number, so you guys can send me some broadheads and we can keep the testing rolling. I've got a couple more coming up, and then I'm going to be searching for some more, so it's going to be an exciting evening. Hopefully the pigs show up here in about 20 minutes and we'll be able to get it done. Alright, how about that? First of all, thank you, Lord, for an awesome hunt. I was not expecting that to work out for me at all, because I walked down there about 6:30, put out that bag of corn, and right at 8 o'clock those pigs started coming out. They actually scared some deer off, and there was a sow that popped out first, right at very last light. You guys could see that sow walk into frame. The piglets just walked right out, they didn't care. But the sow, she walked out and she started to come up. She caught wind where I had been walking. She smelled me, she turned around, left, started grunting at me, started blowing at me. She got me. She busted me big time. She left, and then there was 3 other boars that were in the group. And I don't know why those 3 big boars are following each other like they are. That wasn't the biggest one out of the group. That wasn't the one that I really wanted to take tonight. He was the only one that was like one of the bigger ones that would stick around. But the 3 boars were in and out, in and out, in and out. They'd walk up, they'd get close, and they'd smell where I'd been walking, and then they'd kind of run around and leave, growl a little bit. I have never heard pigs growl that much, like knowing that they caught my wind or caught a scent of something that wasn't right. Left and then came back that many times. That's the first time I've seen them do it that many times. Most of the time it's one and done. That's pretty much always been my experience. Very rarely, occasionally, I have them come back after they've left the first time, but normally they are one and done, and if you're lucky, sometimes they'll come back and then you'll be able to have the opportunity, but that doesn't happen very often. They left like 3 or 4 times and finally settled down. I hit them with my sniper hog lights, my red bow light. I hit them with the full power. I just flashed it on and off real quick, and they didn't like that. They spooked out like 2 or 3 times, and then finally they just got used to it, and that's when I was able to finally get a shot off. But as soon as I released the arrow, I looked over at my camera and it had been recording for right at 16, maybe almost 17 minutes. So it took me a while to finally let an arrow fly, but it worked out. So I heard that pig crash. Looked like a dead on the money heart shot whenever I went back and looked at the video, which is another thing. I was trying to get my big camera on this camera so it'd be much better view, but it still ended up coming out pretty dang good. I had some deer coming in, and I was trying to get switched over. Well, the deer came in first, but I was trying to get my GoPro off my camera and put my red light on my camera instead of using my bow light only, and I couldn't find the attachment for it. I know it was in there, I just saw it after I turned the flashlight on and found it, but I couldn't get my hands on it, couldn't get my big red light out in time. We just had to contend with the bow light, and I think it actually turned out pretty good. So let's take up the stock. I don't know what happened to my arrow. I think it passed through and then the knock turned off, but I could be wrong. It's going to be kind of hard to find it, maybe not. I heard that pig crash, so I know he's not far. He was standing right here. Yeah, literally right here where I'm standing. My eyes are blind from the light. I'd really like to find my arrow. I know my knock came on because I saw it in the video, and I saw it whenever it left out of my rest and my bow. Maybe he carried it with him. That's good looking stuff. More good looking stuff. Here and here. And here. Wow, that's pretty incredible actually. Going well. Found it. Probably, there's the corn up there. Probably 15 or so yards. Looks good. I wonder why my knock turned off. Ooh, snapped it off, did he? Well, that stinks. Another one bites the dust. At least I got my knock back. Actually, I don't know that I want this knock back. Oh, I just see what happened. It hit really hard and turned off. Well, That's kind of what happens whenever you put it through their shoulder bone. Alright. Really good. I'm very impressed so far with this head. I'm digging that. Pretty good looking stuff. I'm sitting here looking at this vine that's coming down. I'm looking really hard and I'm like, I know that pig came through here. I know he did. And then I look up and he's laying right there. She, actually, to sow. Very nice. I thought it was a boar. I stand corrected in the night. Jerry flipped over here. Oh yeah, textbook. That's why it broke. Went in right there on the lower part of her shoulder. Completely broke. I don't care what kind of arrow you're shooting. Whenever you punch it literally right through that bone right there and it sticks on the opposite side, just the sheer force between those legs going back and forth and breaking that bone is pretty much guaranteed to snap the end off of an arrow. Plus that broadhead, I think it was like an inch and 3/8 cut. It's pretty big broadhead, kind of leaf shaped. When you get a broadhead that big, it's crazy. It has so much more room to stop and stick in certain areas and create friction, and then it just becomes a breaking point at that point. So glad we found this pig. Ran probably about 50 yards, but sure smoked that heart, that's for dang sure. Nice sow down. The lighter colored sow, I know she was a sow because I've seen her on the trail camera and I've seen the piglets with her. This one right here must have had the rest of the piglets that never came out. So I guess there's actually 2 boars and 2 sows. Well, 1 sow now. That group's a new group. I don't know where they came from, obviously, but hopefully they'll stick around, and if maybe, just maybe, I'll get a crack at that really big boar that's in that group. I was really hoping he would come out tonight, and he just never would do it for me. Well, he did. He came up to the corn, I think once, maybe twice, and I was really hoping he'd stick around, and he didn't. Because yesterday evening, whenever he was up here at this spot, he was running all the other hogs off. And what's weird, I don't understand why they were catching my scent from where I walked, because I did the same thing yesterday afternoon. But anyway, different day, different shoes, different weather, different wind. You never know with these pigs. A quick word on the broadhead, on that Swacker fixed head, which I didn't even know that they made until one of y'all sent it to me. I was incredibly impressed with the trail in the first half of it. After that, it was just kind of like, so. Like the last 10 feet of this blood trail, I didn't find it. I just happened to look up and I knew that this pig had crashed. I just happened to see this pig laying in the trail. So it worked out for me. I can't complain, no doubt. I'm gonna get some pictures with this hog for the Instagram, and if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, link down below, you can give me a follow over there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you very much. Be sure that you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in just a couple days. Down to the river. Oh, bury me, carry me.